Welcome back to the Outspoken Patriot. I am the creator and the host, Michael Kinnett. I'm going to have to be honest with you all. If you didn't notice the music at the beginning of this episode, I'm going to be just a little concerned. Yes, we just keep updating things here on the channel. The music isn't the only update, but we also have a cleaner looking logo now and a banner that, well, I think represents the channel perfectly. I'm sure all of you Patriots noticed them both. I'd also like to take just a few seconds of saying how excited I am about the channel. I'm seeing more and more people becoming involved, and that's exactly what we want. Again, we are here for the everyday American. As this channel grows, more and more conversations are being started about the topics that we discuss here at the Outspoken Patriot. That also reminds me that I think I'm going to have to start saying the OP when I reference the channel inside of our episodes. It kind of has a ring to it, so shout out to the listeners who gave me that idea. So, let's get into this week's episode titled The American Dream. Oh, and before you just set the phone down to listen to this week's episode, I actually have a video that will play towards the end of our conversation, and I really highly recommend that you watch it. So what is the American dream? I think that one issue that many Americans have is that they think that it has to be created with some sort of mold, or the American dream is just right out of a cookie cutter and everyone has this exact same image and dream and every American citizen shares the exact same moments in life. Well, a part of me disagrees with this. I do believe that the American dream has to have certain characteristics. For me, these being a strong father who leads his family, a loving mother, and children who are able to be raised by their parents in order to experience all of these blessings that come with living in America. I also think that the American dream isn't completely limited to what I described. What if you don't have certain aspects like these in your life, but you have had the blessings of being able to live your life? That sounds like the American dream to me. So what is your American dream? Just take a minute. Think of all of the great things that have happened in your life. I know if I take that minute to reflect, I can see God's hand at work in helping me through some difficult moments, as well as blessing me with amazing moments and memories. Now, I would also like you to try to realize how this country has given you a place where these dreams of yours could be turned into reality. We wake up every day and there's no war around us. We have men and women who get out of bed every single morning and are willing to put their lives on the line in order to protect our streets and cities as well as our country. We have founding documents that protect everyone, no matter where they go or what they look like. And putting your own values aside just for the sake of this conversation and just looking at the country for a second, people can marry who they want. They can work where they want, travel, and eat at any location. The list goes on, and we can say that we agree or disagree with some of it, but really by taking just a couple seconds to look at it in this way, we can tell that we are truly free. What other country can you do all of this in? Can you live your life exactly how you want it? So, if you haven't even considered what your American dream is, or at least thought about where you want to be in life, then I'll ask it again. What is your American dream? Have you already accomplished it? Or is it something you need to plan out right now? Or are you in the process of almost finally reaching what you see your American dream to be? And for those who I've been around that try to say that the American dream is racist and wrong and does not include everyone, then maybe I can see why you think that. Because it's quite obvious that you've never lifted your eyes off the screen of your phone or computer to realize that the only thing holding you back in this great country are the things you read from the always trustworthy media. You've probably been looking at the old advertisement that I chose for the artwork for this podcast. Well, I just love this picture, and for me, it shows what my American dream looks like, and I think that a lot of you can relate to it. Mine aligns with how I first described the American dream in the beginning of this episode. You all know the classic white picket fence with a well taken care of home for children to grow up in and a nice couple to grow old in. To me, This is a simple life that holds such amazing moments within it. To some, maybe the house needs to be a little bigger to be considered a part of their dream, but that's the blessing of it. It's yours to chase after. Now, before we get into this next section, I just have to clarify that I like bringing in the other side. We focus on conservative beliefs, but I like to bring in the other side because that's what we do here at the Outspoken Patriot. We like to be able to look at everything from both sides and say, well, this is why we feel that we are right, and this is how we are going to express our values. I have to call out at least one liberal every episode just to kind of show what they're all about. This one just so happens to be another Obama again, and I'm sorry, but I do love this quote. I just hate how the Obamas have completely changed and basically rewritten their whole life story. So anyways, here's the quote from former First Lady Michelle Obama. Barack knows the American dream because he's lived it, and he wants everyone in the country to have the same opportunity, no matter who we are or where we're from or what we look like or who we love. Another great quote from sadly someone who is a slight moron is Whoopi Goldberg, who said, I am the epitome of what the American dream basically said. It said you could come from anywhere and be anything you want in this country. See what I mean? Isn't this annoying to anyone else? I mean, these people are known by everyone. They have these great stories of making something out of themselves, and then they turn around and tell Americans that they will never experience the American dream because of their race or status. Not in these quotes, but their previous and most present ways of discussing these topics. They've made claims like this. So, what happened to where now all of a sudden the country is somehow against you when you are literally famous? But I think that's enough of that. I just like to present these quotes to show that before, about 4 or 5 years ago, these people loved America. And now all of a sudden, America's against them. And I just find that interesting. I find it sad, but I think it's something that we can look at and learn from and realize that we shouldn't really be listening to these people in the first place. But I do think that we can take something out of these quotes because what they said is really how it is. And what I want to end on is what the American dream is all about. And I'm going to show a campaign ad that Ronald Reagan had as a part of his 1984 campaign for re-election. It is titled, It's Morning Again in America. I believe that this is what we all want for our America. And if you know this video and this campaign ad, then I think you're going to be hitting the feels just like I am every time I watch it.
It's morning again in America. Today, more men and women will go to work than ever before in our country's history. With interest rates at about half the record highs of 1980, nearly 2,000 families today will buy new homes, more than at any time in the past 4 years. This afternoon, 6,500 young men and women will be married. And with inflation at less than half of what it was just 4 years ago, they can look forward with confidence to the future. It's morning again in America. And under the leadership of President Reagan, our country is prouder and stronger and better. Why would we ever want to return to where we were less than 4 short years ago?
I pray that we find that America again. That we are all able to have a leader that represents us and revives this great nation. That we make the 20s the 80s again. The American dream is waiting for everyone. You just have to work for it and give thanks once you got it. Thank you all for listening to this week's episode of The Outspoken Patriot. We are growing every time we have a new episode, and that's all because of you. We are patriots, and all we want is a simple life for us and our families. United we stand. Let's work towards growing and preserving the American dream.